here is match number 3, Desghidorah versus Mechagodzilla Heisei by Forrest Freud.
Good enough.
I'll go first.
Okay.
Mechagodzilla arrives on Planet X, its retro boosters, rockets kicking up a cloud of dust and rock debris as the Titanic mech comes in to a landing. The crew that pilots the machine pivots the battle robot's head, looking for the creature that has been sent to eliminate. The crew does not have to wait long. Mechagodzilla's sensors pick up a blip on the radar, and the pilots realize that the creature is almost as big as they are, and approaching at Mach 3. Mechagodzilla's crew turns the mech to see the mammoth creature barreling down from the sky, its 3 heads screeching like the songs of hell. The creature lands approximately 100 yards from the mech, its wings folded up, while sending a shower of dust into the air as its bulk comes to rest. With horror, the crew recognizes the creature that they have been sent to battle, an ancient and lethal creature that goes by the name of Desghidorah, the destroyer of worlds. Pass.
Desghidorah's eyes on the metallic creature opposite him was detached malice. Mechagodzilla brings his arms up and locks them into battle position. Screech out a synthesized cry of its living counterpart. Mechagodzilla eyes his deadly opponent. Suddenly, Mechagodzilla opens his mouth and releases his Mega Buster attack, blasting Desghidorah in his right head. Startled by the sudden attack, Desghidorah screams out in pain as the bolt sears his flesh, but recovers quickly. Screaming out defiantly, Desghidorah opens his mouth and launches a volley of plasma beams at Mechagodzilla. Mechagodzilla stands his ground and is struck by the bolt of crimson flame. That's not plasma. Mechagodzilla's armor draws in most of the energy, dissipating it harmlessly, but the mech wasn't prepared for the tremendous impact energy of the bolts, causing him to stagger back, losing some ground as he staggers back over the loose rubble under his feet. Spotting an opening, Desghidorah opens his wings and takes the air, barreling towards the metallic energy. So remember when Mechagodzilla retro boosters?
Yeah, don't you remember volley of plasma beams? I'm pretty sure Desghidorah only shot like lava gouts, which were more akin to fireballs.
I do. Yeah, I do. I remember that. Remember how they suddenly turned into lava bolts, like after they were plasma beams?
Yeah, and do you remember Lose Ruble? There's no extra beam.
Lose Ruble. There's not. Oh, Lose Ruble. Yeah.
Yeah, Lose Ruble.
Clumsy Mechagodzilla.
Yeah, can't even get an extra B in there, can you?
Anyways, a pass.
Alright. Mechagodzilla recovers from Desghidorah's blast just in time to see the monster bull rushing towards him, its head screaming bloody death as it advances. As Desghidorah is almost on him, Mechagodzilla dives to the side. Desghidorah surges overhead and past. Mechagodzilla gets to his feet and begins to fire his Mega Buster and optic beams at Desghidorah. Desghidorah, furious at missing his mark, is struck in the back by the energy beams being fired at him. The bolts anger him even further as he makes a wide turn and heads back towards his enemy. As Mechagodzilla fires more beams at him, Desghidorah swings left and right, dodging the bolts of energy as he closes in with Mechagodzilla. Once he is within range, Desghidorah fires another volley of plasma beams at Mechagodzilla. The bolts collide with the mech, one connecting with his face, one his right arm, and one in his chest. The beams stagger the mech as the force of the blow knocks him backwards. Just as the mech begins to regain his footing, Desghidorah rams into him, sending a shower of sparks into the air as Mechagodzilla falls backwards and crashes into a mountain of basaltic rock. Thank you. Smashing the stone and sending it flying in all directions. Pass.
I can't believe this is when Mechagodzilla was actually considered a competent melee fighter.
Yeah, I know. I mean, not that I mind personally, because I do think I wouldn't mind the idea of giving him a little bit more melee-ishness, but
he's clearly not supposed to be built. He's clearly not built for that, though.
Right.
Okay. Desghidorah lands on Mechagodzilla's chest, holding the machine down by placing his forelegs on the mech's chest plate. Desghidorah begins to scream out with rage as he begins to ruthlessly stomp his enemy into the ground, pounding him with deadly blows from his forelegs, stomping a mud hole on Mecahgodzilla and walking it dry, warping and crushing the armor of Mecahgodzilla's chest. Mecahgodzilla recovers from the blow that knocked him down. Seeing his opponent beginning to move, Desghidorah lowers his central head and begins to breathe a torrent of volcanic flame into Mecahgodzilla's face. Mechagodzilla tries to focus on Desghidorah, but the visual sensors are useless with a wall of flame blocking them. Realizing he's in deep trouble, Mechagodzilla opens up the plasma grenade port on his stomach. The energy lens glows blue for a moment, then a beam of white-hot energy erupts from the orifice on his stomach, with such force that it sends Desghidorah sailing into the air and into a ravine several meters away. Seeing his chance, Mechagodzilla opens his thruster and flies into the air. Pass.
So, you remember when the plasma grenade was apparently white?
Yeah, I thought it was always a greenish color myself.
I thought it was more yellow. Pretty sure
Green.
it's yellow.
Yeah, yellow.
Right. And apparently, space works like this.
They are on a planet. They are on Planet X, if I remember correctly.
Oh yeah, Planet X. Yeah, you're right. Oh yeah, that's right.
Did you skip over that line?
No, I forgot it.
Okay. Good job.
Yeah, I know. Great job on my part. Forgetting the basic setting, even though the image is planted in my head. So,
yeah.
I'm a weird guy like that. Anyway, closing in on the ravine that Desghidorah fell, Mechagodzilla lands and walks up to the fissure. Mechagodzilla spots Desghidorah lying in the bottom of the ravine, clearly unconscious, its chest barely moving, and its head twitching slightly. Mechagodzilla sets his arms towards his unconscious foe, and then fires his G-Crusher cables, piercing Desghidorah in the right leg and stomach. The pain of the cables piercing his flesh suddenly revives Desghidorah, who screeches out in shock. Seeing Desghidorah awake, Mechagodzilla begins to send a deadly electrical current through the G-Crusher cables and into Desghidorah. Desghidorah screams out and tries to get up, but Mechagodzilla shoots him back down with his Mega Buster, all while continuing to send deadly energy into Desghidorah. After a few moments, Desghidorah becomes still, and Mechagodzilla slowly stops sending electricity to his opponents. Then, without warning, Desghidorah's body glows and an electrical current is sent back through the G-Crusher cables and into Mechagodzilla. The sudden jolt throws Mechagodzilla backwards, and the mech lands gracelessly on its back. As he falls, the G-Crusher cables become taut and snap, whipping about. As Mechagodzilla starts rising to his feet, he notices with shock that Desghidorah is climbing out of the ravine, the G-Crusher hook still embedded in his right leg and stomach, both wounds seeping small quantities of blood. The look on Desghidorah's face is read unmasked furry and hate as he slowly trudges towards his enemy. Pass. So, unmasked furry.
Unmasked furry. Hey! I don't judge. But hey,
remember Mechagodzilla sentient?
I guess so. I remember when Desghidorah had the ability to conduct electricity through its body, though.
Yeah, I know. I think the idea was. I think the idea is like supposed to be how Godzilla did it, but
I don't think Desghidorah's ever done that, though.
I don't think so. I don't even think he has an ability akin to that. Well, he does have the shock pulse, but that's
but I don't think it works like that.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think it would work like that.
Desghidorah reaches Mechagodzilla, who is still trying to rise from the electrical shock delivered by Desghidorah. Desghidorah takes his good left leg and stomps on Mechagodzilla, knocking him back down. Desghidorah opens his mouth and releases a torrent of volcanic flame onto Mechagodzilla. Mechagodzilla tries to move, but the heat begins to overload his circuit. Mechagodzilla hears a creaking sound and with horror realizes that it's the heat-resistant plating on his armor, beginning to melt under the intensity of Desghidorah's assault. Suddenly aware that soon his best defense will be stripped away, Mechagodzilla tries to move his head so he can target Desghidorah. The servos in his neck mechanism screech in protest, but he manages to get his head to turn. Sighing Mechagodzilla, sighing Desghidorah, Mechagodzilla begins firing his optic blasters. The beam strikes the G-Crusher cook embedded in Desghidorah's stomach, causing the creature to stop its attack and stagger back in pain. Mechagodzilla uses this opening to activate his thrusters and fly away. Mechagodzilla is several meters away before Desghidorah recovers. Seeing his enemy fleeing, Desghidorah opens up his wings and begins to fly after his prey. So, the sighing Desghidorah.
Yep, sighing Desghidorah. And is that supposed to be sighting Desghidorah?
I have to assume it's sighting, yeah.
Right. That's kind of weird.
That's a weird sentence, yeah.
Yeah. But it's a good old days, so,
Yeah, we didn't spell check nearly as hard.
Yeah, pretty much. Mechagodzilla sees Desghidorah flying after him. Knowing that he can't outrun Desghidorah, Mechagodzilla instead turns around and fires a volley of paralyzer missiles. The missiles streak towards Desghidorah, who is startled by this new attack. The missiles strike Desghidorah in his right neck, injured right leg, and left wing. Desghidorah screams out from the pain of the missiles and is suddenly gripped with paralysis from the cadmium toxin in the shells. Desghidorah plummets to the ground, sliding along the rocky surface and into a cliff of basalt. Desghidorah rises to his feet, favoring his right leg, and looks at Mechagodzilla with hate. Mechagodzilla, seeing Desghidorah grounded, opens fire with all his remaining weapons, launching paralyzing missiles, mega busters, optic beams, and plasma grenades at his enemy. Desghidorah is struck by most of the attacks and is forced to his knees by the impact of the beams and missiles. Once more, Desghidorah stops moving as if he has passed out from the attacks. Mechagodzilla lands, this time cautiously, since Desghidorah had played dead before. As Mechagodzilla approaches Desghidorah, the monster suddenly springs to life, launching two plasma beams from its two functional heads. Mechagodzilla tries to dodge the bolts, but the beams hit him and blast through his armor, which had lost its heat resistance. In a shower of sparks, Mechagodzilla's left arm is blown off his body, and his chest plate shatters. Mechagodzilla staggers back, almost losing his balance as he trips on a small hill. Desghidorah charges his foe, overrunning him and pinning the mech to a cliff of basalt. Desghidorah bites down onto Mechagodzilla's remaining arm with his left head, while the central head begins to breathe volcanic flame. Oh, not bad. Desghidorah bites down onto Mechagodzilla's remaining arm with his left head, while the central head begins to breathe volcanic flame into Mechagodzilla's face.
Now I'm actually really curious. Does Planet X actually have basalt?
I have no idea. What is basalt?
It's a type of rock, if I'm remembering correctly. Type of rock. Alright then. Mechagodzilla loses. Grab Desghidorah.
Hang on, you're fading out.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, bro, you were fading out there real quick, so if you could repeat that bit again, that'd be great.
Okay. Mechagodzilla, losing power fast, attempts to reach up and grab Desghidorah's left neck. The mech's arm screeches under the strain, but he manages to grab Desghidorah's left thought and squeezes down. Desghidorah lessens his grip a bit, but the central head continues to send flames into Mechagodzilla's face. The armor plating on Mechagodzilla's head is beginning to melt, and his eyes crack from the thermal stress. The thermal stress, okay. One last bid for escape, Mechagodzilla charges up his plasma grenades. Forcing all remaining energy he has, Mechagodzilla fires a searing beam of plasma energy into Desghidorah's chest, throwing the creature backwards for several meters. Through a mountain and into a ravine! Jesus! Nearly blind, Mechagodzilla tries to move, but is too weak. Just as he is about to signal HQ to send a retrieval squad, Desghidorah drags himself out of the ravine, chest bleeding from an immense burnt crater, right leg broken, and right neck torn off. Desghidorah heaves himself onto level ground, screams, falls to his knees, shudders, and collapses. Mechagodzilla relaxes, begins smoking from the rest of his joints, and shuts down from internal mechanical failures. Okay. Draw. Desghidorah and Mechagodzilla? Heisei.
Yeah, the question mark bit is, I guess, because of the reserved
That
little
I have to assume
icon.
that's because I yeah, I got to assume that was supposed to be the copyright icon or something.
Not necessarily not necessarily trademark, but just kind of reserved. So yeah, this match ends in the draw, and really the only thing I could say about it is at least Mechagodzilla uses his eye beams.
Oh no, I'm okay, let's get into the fact that Mechagodzilla is a meanie and just start crushing Desghidorah's thoughts.
Yeah, I know that last bit there.
I'm not sure what's supposed to be Desghidorah's left thought. I'm not sure what that's supposed to be actually.
Yeah, but he manages to grab. I think that was meant to be throat.
Oh, that it might be throat.
It might be throat,
And
but
hey, remember when Mechagodzilla's plasma grenade was powerful to send a monster through a freaking mountain?
yeah.
Oh, we just upgraded Dragon Ball Z levels of awesomeness here. Oh boy.
Wait until match 50. Things get crazy, but.
Oh man, that's gonna be fun.
But yeah, that was Desghidorah versus Mechagodzilla. So yeah, that was Mechagodzilla. You know what I mean. So
Yeah.
we will see you guys in match 4, Gorosaurus versus Kumonga.